day, YouTube, and welcome to some more content for your enjoyment. As some of you may be aware, if you've been dropping by the Twitch side of things, I have developed an unhealthy addiction for monsters. Not just in the bed, but on gaming. We've been playing Monster Hunter, and it's been a very good time. So I thought what better way to complement that nonsense than to watch a bunch of videos, old and new, that can help us understand just why Monster Hunter has become so fun, and is fun, and should be fun, and you should all play. You should all play Monster Hunter. We should all hunt monsters together. Not because I have a vor fetish or an unhealthy addiction to things that look like they can swallow me whole, but because I like hunting things with big blades. Yes. And only that. Okay, now that I'm done exposing myself, the first video in this little tangent we're going to be watching with Monster Hunter videos is video game Donkeys. Now, this is a very old video, but apparently it's a must-watch. So, I don't know much about Donkey's content, but let's watch it anyway, because apparently this might be good for views.
Super Dino Slam! Alright.
Ah, yes. I see Dunkey decided to use footage from my first experience playing Monster Hunter 2. Thank you for that, dude.
Oh. He's got that move too. Okay. I'll come down there. I'll come down. Oh, yeah. Actually, better. I'll come up
yes,
there.
the tried and true method of try it till you fail, chat.
Yeah, I mean, good idea. Let's just do the rest of the fight down here. We'll both stay down here, and
we laugh and we chortle at his misfortune, but only because we know, as anyone who's ever played a Monster Hunter game, we've all been there. So don't you laugh unironically. You laugh ironically because you're projecting.
and then I'll die. Yeah, good. Ooh, just wait. When I'm done sharpening this thing, you are
Monster
gonna be
Hunter
in a
I
world
freaking love the
of
design of these beasties. Again, we've had this conversation ad nauseum about the difference between Monster Hunter World and Rise.
Just wait. When I'm done cooking this food, there's gonna be.
Wait, again, this is the shit I do. This isn't funny. This is just what I do.
Shit.
Am I being called out?
Hey, give that back. I'm fighting that. There we go. All right, I'll take
I love
from
the
here.
engagements between the monsters. This is the funniest shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he just ate that one whole.
I am saying nothing. But if you felt your heart flutter watching that, shame. Shame on you. You disgust me. You should check out some of my Twitters.
I will simply utilize my rolling dodge.
Listen, this is merely an allegory for how, for me, trying to have a snack. I'm hungry. I want food. I will guzzle that food, whatever it is, like a glizzy.
I ain't done with you yet. Get over here, little bitch. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Oh, this is a pretty good depiction of everybody's first 20 hours playing Monster Hunter. I approve of this. I approve of this.
I will now allow you to go back on the tree. Okay. Oh, the T-Rex is here.
Oh, they throwing down.
Oh, shit.
Damn, Palworld's looking pretty good, right?
Nope.
I mean, why do you think they're called palicos, Palworld,
All right, T-Rex, I'll take
palicos?
it from you. Don't worry about this guy. I'll take it from you. Look, it's a nice dinosaur.
Rock.
You got me a little present or something. What is that? You
And the palico was like, nah, mate, only I'm gonna be your friend here.
Hits like that repeatedly will do it.
Bah!
What? What will it do? Paratoad. This guy sucks.
There are two types
Even
of
I
Monster
can
Hunter
be
players.
Paratoad.
Those who know how to get carted, and those who know how to get carted but with Riz.
You'll have to wait for it to wear off.
You know how in normal video games, a 2-minute boss fight can feel like it's 20 minutes long? Well, in this game, they're actually 20-minute long boss fights. Unless you fight a dragon. And there's a
Yeah,
time
that
limit.
holds up,
Look at
especially
this.
when you get to
I
Iceborne
first
for the
started
first
fight,
time.
It was daytime. Now it's
I am
nighttime. It's still
so
going.
blessed by the fact they put the Defender set in the game. If they hadn't have put the Defender set in the game, I'd probably still be stuck on the first boss of Iceborne.
Jesus Christ! Here I am against the final boss. It's a rock. You fight a rock for the final boss.
A little bit anticlimactic, but not really the
Oh
point.
my god. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give up after that one, guys. You know, it's a fun game, but it's just too hard for me, honestly. Just too hard.
Ah, yes. Once again, the process that every single person playing Monster Hunter goes through. They pick the game up, having never played a Monster Hunter game before, realize they're going to get their shit beaten in, they fall in love with the world and how gorgeous everything looks, they fight a couple of the first bosses that are relatively easy, and then they come across the ones that are actually really hard, and all of a sudden they realize that their skills of playing this game don't really transfer into anything else, and that they've actually got to get good and understand an intrinsic system that requires more brain cells than even I have access to, and they have a moment where they say, do I give up or do I continue? And at that point, depending on the divergent path they choose, if they give up, they will never experience the true zenith of what this game can offer. But if they keep going, they're the kind of people who end up playing this game for 5,000 hours. A little bit like Warframe. You either play the game for 2 hours and give up, or you end up becoming a 5,000 hour Andy.
You need a lot of patience to actually play this, and I think I'm done. Come on, you big bitch! I'm gonna win this one. Wait, what? Where's that?
Then there's the third category. You give up initially, and that fire, that memory of fighting these monstrous creatures with overly sized, elaborate swords creeps into the back of your mind. And the only thing stronger than an Angoranth that's seen its mate for the first time in heat is a thought. It haunts you. It stays with you, and slowly but surely wiggles away at your resistance until eventually the temptation comes back and you get back into that game. Even though you hate the fact that you know you don't like this game, even though you know that it's doing you harm playing, you can't help but keep trying. And that's when it gets you.
That? Oh, okay. Oh, well.
And I don't think this game,
man.
I don't think people should be put off from, like, okay, so there is a conversation to be had, and I realize that there's not really much commentary happening here, which is why I'm trying to put my opinion on this. What Dunkey is really showing is the epitome of gaming. This is true gaming in its truest form. No hand-holding, no whatever. It is the reason why Monster Hunter World is probably one of the best games out there in terms of raw gaming experience is because it is a true, unadulterated, no hand-holding game. You learn by your failures. You learn because there is a fair level of difficulty that allows you to feel progress. The reason why Monster Hunter World, and I'm hoping Monster Hunter Wilds ends up being good, is because it gives you a fair experience of enjoyment, and as you progress, you get that satisfaction of knowing you're doing better. Like, I'm sure we've all been there in either a Dark Souls game or even playing Monster Hunter, where we get to a roadblock, and you think to yourself, damn, dude, this is hard. But you keep trying, you keep practicing, and you get that sense of jubilation when it just clicks. All of a sudden, a boss that you were struggling on becomes, I wouldn't say trivial, but suddenly you manage it. Suddenly you get through it, and you suddenly realize that that sense of serotonin and dopamine that's coursing through your body is because you got fucking good. And there's a whole sentiment here where people have been conditioned because of whether it be the ease of mobile games or accessibility or whatever, that if you struggle at a game, it's a bad game. And I'm sorry, but that is not the mindset to have. It's been a rare thing in recent times, especially where we get games that are like Dark Souls, Armored Core, games that are unapologetically hard, that encourage you to improve. The best and peak part of playing a game is knowing that you have grown and developed a skill or gotten better at playing it because of the challenge. If every game ends up just giving you the reward with no sense of commitment, then what's the point? And in some kind of allegoric way, we're kind of seeing that through how Dunkey is showing the game here. You pick the game up, bright-eyed, wow, cool, this is what all my friends are talking about. You hit that wall, you think to yourself, damn, this is a bit too hard, and you then just stop playing and play something you'd rather enjoy, or you take that challenge, you get that serotonin and dopamine of improving. It's a gameplay loop. It is a gameplay loop that has been lost somewhat in more modern games, and I'm kind of happy in some respect that there's been an uptick in people playing games that actually encourage skill development and improvement of your own ability to play that game. But this is a whole conversation that could be had for another time. We're here to enjoy Dunkey's thing. I think if we want to talk about more about like game difficulty and the relevancy of I want to say butterflies that think that difficulty shouldn't be, or sorry, accessibility should be for every single game is just wrong. Like, accessibility is right for some games, but for some games, it's not. Some games are designed by the inherent nature of them to be a challenge. And if you take away that, if you give that game accessibility, like, imagine if there was a games journalist mode for Dark Souls. It would completely devalue your entire experience. Yes, 100%. Some games do need accessibility, but games that are inherently designed on expecting you to improve, the way you feel that satisfaction and sense of success is because you've improved. If they just give you the win, and if they put in accessibility modes for games that are sort of open world, more live servicey like this, it completely ruins your sense of success. Again, for maybe a pure story mode game, that's fine. But for games that are multiplayer or more skill-based, you get no sense of gratification for being given the win. Especially, and again, maybe this is a bit more hyperbolic, but especially with open world, skill-based games like Dark Souls, things that require muscle memory or a skill of some kind. Those are the ones that should never have an accessibility games journalist mode. Because at the end of the day, it's all about trial and error, practice, and understanding the game. If you are given things, you're not going to... Like, losing out the journey means you don't get to the... If you just get the destination, you've lost that journey. You've lost the experience of solving something. You've lost the frontal thoughts and growth and development that has to be there for that entire cycle to be complete. Like, this is a whole... again, this is a whole conversation about game design and... the relevancy of difficulty dependent on game style, but if you want a game to work, there is a set expectation based on the game. And again, some games do need accessibility. And I say accessibility in terms of difficulty. Accessibility is a very broad spectrum conversation, and we're talking specifically about the accessibility for difficulty. When we talk about accessibility as well, we're talking about the experience of the story. Like, the story is entirely derivative of skill. Skill... If the experience is more about the skill and your experience of overcoming something, then you don't want to make accessibility too easy. And there is like a balance. Like, there's very much a spectrum that would be acceptable for a skill-based game, and that isn't. And if you go too far down one end of the spectrum, then it becomes inaccessible. And I think the reason why Monster Hunter World is the best example of this is because it strikes that perfect balance of being approachable enough that everyone can pick it up and play it and have fun, but then provides enough of a challenge for you to then actually get knee-deep in it and feel like you're making a development and you're getting more of an experience because you put the time in. Anyway, that's a very deep-seated conversation we can have some other time. Maybe live on stream sometime. I don't know. What do you think, YouTube? If you got a thought on this, let me know. Should a game like Monster Hunter be purely accessible, or should it be more about actually getting good? I personally land on the getting good side, maybe with some accessibility elements to make things more like transfer. I suppose like adaptive. As more content comes out, it's the relevant content that should be the hardest, and maybe older content becomes easier. I suppose in some respects that's what the Defender gear was. The Defender gear made the older content slightly more trivial so that you could experience the more relevant newer content. And that's adaptive gameplay. That's something that any game that's worth their salt should do, Warframe, to make the experience of what is meant to be focused on the important part. Anyway, tangent aside. Let's keep watching.
Has a move that one shot kills you, but also the hitbox is bigger than the entire level. That's valuable information to have. What's that guy doing?
So you got good. You understood.
There.
You learned.
You can jump off and do the air attack. That's a good idea.
Air attacks are so satisfying, guys. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on stream right now, comment me what your favorite weapon is. I started playing this game as a dual blade main. But over time, I have grown to adore the insect blade. Something about sexually identifying as an Apache attack helicopter is entirely cathartic.
I did it.
There you go.
I beat one.
You know what? We had this exact experience. What Dunkey just did, that is the, hey, I just did the thing. Yo, I did a learn. I got good. I upgraded my gear. I learned about optimization. I got better and beat the thing. We had this exact experience. We were stuck on a boss in Iceborne. And we were fighting this boss for about an hour or two, failing miserably. And at one point, we were fighting, we were doing a little bit better, but my entire party disconnected. And all of a sudden, my gameplay mode, I was soloing this thing. I had to solo this thing. And in my brain, I was like, you know what? This is my time. I'm going to shine. And I soloed that boss with 1 minute to spare on the timer, and I have not felt that level of catharsis or satisfaction since I beat the Nameless King for the first time in Dark Souls 3. That is a dopamine hit you get from no other game that focuses on just the accessibility. Like, story mode games are fantastic and great and can be difficult sometimes, but a game that is purely based on skill, when you get that skill, that satisfaction is just a truly endemic feeling towards skill-based games you very rarely get from other games.
Beat a monster.
And I realize I'm rather plainly explaining dopamine and serotonin.
I have to get the bones.
And the fundamentals of gaming,
but
a lot of people lose these fundamentals, I feel.
Run away now. Stupid is. Oh god, running out of time. Okay, got it. Oh my god! Come on! Health pack.
Hey,
give me the
the monsters don't give a damn. You just provide them with a free snack. Oh, it's a little Raffion.
For breakfast. Stupid.
Just a happy little guy.
Okay. Oh, I dropped the egg.
You just killed its child.
Now there's
What
two
did you
of
expect
them.
would
Now there's
happen?
two of that guy fighting me at the same time. This is what the fuck. Oh, good. T-Rex is here now too.
Curiously, I noticed that he's playing this solo. Do you think the Monster Hunter is best experienced initially for the first time, solo or with other people? Because this is definitely one of those games that could be immensely fun when you're playing with your homies, but has equal amount of satisfaction playing solo, I feel. I think that's kind of why it works. Like, it's a very versatile game.
This is how to make a video game. Okay, just fight off. I'm just gonna make some bacon.
And it has
Don't try,
Poogie!
bro. I hold the high ground. What the fuck did you do? What the fuck?
Uh-oh. You just got sucked by the ground.
Oh, that worked out all right. Wait, I have to utilize my ghillie suit.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever used my ghillie suit in this game.
You can hide from monsters in plain
It's not
sight,
bad.
thus
Should
giving
I
you
have-
time to sharpen your weapon. Wake up! Wake up! Get out of the stun! Get out of the stun! Get out of the stun!
Yeah, you kind of screwed my
This
guy.
game fucking sucks. Dude.
Some of those CCs are infuriating. Oh, and the food.
This is the greatest video game ever created.
You know what? He has a point. You can get your ass cheeks clapped by Rathian 100 times in a row and have the worst experience of your life. But going back to one of the hub zones and watching the cats cook you an amazing dish completely removes all of that sense of dread that you just had. All of those, all that hatred, all that loathing washes away the second these cats cook you a delicious, delicious meal. Palico pilled, if you will.
That's a good move, dinosaur. If I was the fucking ground, you stupid piece of shit. Yeah, this is probably the worst video game that I've ever played.
It's the worst video game ever, and yet you're still playing.
This is the best video game.
Like, we're literally watching an in-the-motion experience of somebody realizing why this game is good.
Not so fast,
You hate it. You hate it until you don't.
I can't
Unless
walk.
it's Escape from Tarkov,
can't
which
walk
you
after that.
constantly hate
Get
it,
up.
even when you
Get up.
have 1,000 hours of
Shit.
game.
Oh, okay.
like-
okay, it's gonna work
It's
this
like
time.
Stockholm Syndrome. You can't help but hate it. But you eventually fall in love with the hate. You enjoy the hate. You enjoy the pain. It becomes a masochistic, sadistic relationship between you and the game. You can't help but feel immense amount of bench-slapping pain every time you die. Like, you want to punch your monitor, or you want to punch a kitten when Rathian kills you for the 17th time. And then you sit there for a moment and you're like, you know what? It wasn't so bad. I had a fun experience getting absolutely dominated by a monster and turned into its little bitch. Oh, that's kind of hot, actually.
Lunging attack! Ah, damn it! No. I'm like a fucking toy. God, watch this. Watch this. This game is broken, fucker. Mega air move! Oh my god, it actually connected? Wow, that's the first round.
And you hear it.
This fight is going on for
every one or two of those angry moments you get, all it takes is one moment of, hey, I did a cool thing, and all of that pain and suffering was worth it.
So long. that the monster fell
He's a little
asleep
sleepy
during
guy.
the fight.
Go on, blow him. Blow him. Blow him whilst he sleeps.
Let's
Up
wake him
with
up.
TNT. Get your minds out the gut, you disgusting degenerates.
Good morning, you fucking dickhead! Fuck you, Dad! Oh, that pissed him off. He's doing the one shot. He's doing it.
It's only a one shot to get
Fuck, he's
hit.
doing it again! I'm still alive. I'm still in this. I'm still. Come on.
I was gonna make a mention of how much easier this game would be if you could use a gun, and then I remember there is a gun in the game.
Fuck you!
Friends, we'll be at peace now. Let's go see
Good job, Dunkey. You did it.
I beat the game. I beat Monster Hunter.
It's over.
It's over.
Yes.
I don't think so, dude.
It only took 40 years.
There's another one? What the?
Yeah. Shame. But wait, there's more. You liked all those monsters you just fought? Well, now
we go
fight
again.
an entire new area of monsters. Oh my gosh, what a video. I realized this probably wasn't as descriptive as what I was thinking going into it with, but what this video does depict is the most unadulterated cycle of what it is to experience a game that requires skill. And I think the conversation here is that Monster Hunter is a good game, always will be a good game, and unapologetically difficult games provide a very different experience than ones that are just a handhold thing. Both have their relevancy, both have their places, and you should never really discard a game if it's too difficult. If you would rather something easy, then you play something easier. It's that simple. And I personally love it. I am deeply in love with Monster Hunter. I am deeply in love with blowing monsters up with TNT. Get your head out the gutter. And if you too want to join me with blowing monsters up with TNT, again, gutter, out of it, then you can drop by the Twitch side of things and join us at your given time. Thank you, Dunkey, for making an explanatory video as to why Monster Hunter is great and why everyone should at least give it a go, to say they have. And I guess we'll keep going with this gravy train of Monster Hunter content. I will catch you all in the next video, guys. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!